Hi there, Aries. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 19th of September. This week begins with Mars, your ruler, continuing its brilliant angle to Uranus in your sign. If ever there was two planets to angle together in two positions that would create spontaneity, this is certainly the aspect. So if you find yourself wanting to break out and do something free and adventurous in the first part of this week, it really wouldn't be a surprise. The problem, Aries, is that for us all, details continue to be very important this week, especially with Mercury extending its retrograde through to Thursday in the part of your scope that's very much to do with the finer details. However, the Sun's in this location too, and ironically is in a right angle with your ruler too. This runs over from last week as well. This can make you pretty impatient with any kind of restrictions, or if you feel that people are putting more and more responsibilities on your shoulders, just when you want to be a little bit freer, then that can be something that really closes in on you. Do be conscious, however, that with Saturn and Neptune reaching a peak in their right angle in the first half of this week too, you can't just chop out anything that is to do with those obligations. You are going to have to deal with them. So I think the best way to go through this week productively is really to make a bit of a plan about what you can achieve in terms of your needs, and then be conscious of the things you have to do in terms of what other people's expectations are. This plan can come together actually very well, despite the fact that Mercury is tracking backwards, because Mercury forges an absolutely ace angle to Pluto, which is in a very potent part of your scope and giving you a natural authority. If you can put together the plan, the structure of what you want to do, and just guard against getting too impatient or prickly if someone does remind you of a responsibility or obligation you need to address, I do feel that by the time the Sun moves into your opposite sign on Friday, joining up with Jupiter and briefly with Venus, then you have a great opportunity to put things on a much better and more even footing. And you can find that even some of the people who have been quite aggravating of late can actually become an awful lot more cooperative. However, Venus does move, as this week comes to its close on Sunday, into one of the most sensual parts of your scope. If there is somebody that you've been enjoying interacting with of late, I think you get to a point at the end of this week where you're going to make a bit of a decision whether this is something that's just going to be some froth, some light-hearted banter, and maybe a little bit of a fling, or whether it has got the potential to go to something much deeper and much more meaningful. However, this is a week when you can be very passionate for sure, but I just feel that you need to plan your schedule and just anticipate some of the obligations you're going to have to fulfill, and that will stop you getting so frustrated or irritable if these do crop up, because you've already planned for it, you've already allowed for it, and you've already come up with a strategy of how you're going to create the space that you need for yourself as well. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.